with a lot of sadness, unfortunately. That now I was sharing some details that the trend is changing, that it is the parents to listen to the children. No, it is the child to listen to his father or his mother. So how you must be respectful, you must be subservient. I've been in a number of schools, including university, saying the same thing. That, you see, you may get papers, you may have papers. Papers will give you a job. Papers will make you get a job. But what will make you stay in the job are manners. Where you never become a liability to either your teacher, to either your parent, to either your employment place. Be an asset. Once you are an asset and you even make some error, management will be discovered. Now, how do we help him? He has been a good person. The problem we see around Mumanyanyo, you find the child wants to be very knowledgeable than even the teacher who is qualified, who is mentored. That is very unacceptable. The teacher, I won't say the teacher, but my first degree in education. A teacher may look lousy, but that's the teacher. I was looking at data from Rago and other places. Young men are dying before they even finish their first degree because they have been smoking, the lungs are burnt, they have been taking, is it shisha? They take you can, I want you to sound very philosophical. Ask yourself, your father, many of you have your parents who are addicted. I don't think your parents have never smoked. He has never. There was Njaga, but he never smoked in Njaga. Right now, for you to look a little bit modern, you even go for gray hair. Gray hair, that is very unacceptable. And for us, we get something as a country institution to see a child who is studying, the parents suffering group of peace, and the child again going into things that destroy his own life. It is so sad for the Umukuka and for Vamasava and for Kabu. So we implore you, members, please do not go into things that may bring a problem. Things like snatching people's phones, that is still a crime. It's a crime, and I see the worry, the wrong thing with snatching people's phones. You eventually develop a culture of stealing. And you are afraid to have it you. You steal, you develop the capacity to steal, and you eventually become an open thief. An open thief. We have seen students being shot. There's a student from Stema University who was doing medicine. He and Barry was shot because he was found late in the night at around midnight, leaning on a car. Why? Of all places, somebody's car. Doing what? So please stay in your homes from here home. Be humble, be a role model. If you are not a role model, this teacher will break you for nothing. If I am here with teaching you, if you don't succeed in life, you are wasted him. The moment you succeed, you see him in town, you say, sometimes I need a car. He may look what? But he knows how to what? To say it. So the teacher is your mentor. The teacher is a professional parent. If you can never listen to a teacher, then I want to show you never listen to anyone else. If you can never listen to your parent, you never listen to anyone else. The best thing you do is please calm down, know you're a learner, you are a mentee. Eventually you will be left alone after 25, 26 years or so thereabout when you're a man. And if you are not well mentored, you see on the pingu, you see on the what, that is what we don't accept that as a cultural institution. So we are here to tell you that not to do things that go against the law. Please do not break into gangs. A gun, and the goons. Nkoma is not known for that. Do not be a goon. Because you see, the law doesn't separate between somebody in uniform and somebody not in uniform. The moment you steal, the moment you defile, the moment you rape, those are very serious offenses. They are called capital punishments, capital offenses, legislated with a punishment. Rape. Rape is a crime under the Penal Code, section 123. And when you read Section 124, they said 14 years. If you read, if you define 14 years, there's even aggravated 30 years. So, if you define, now you may, things are now changing. You will get a girl of 13. She can even tell you that she might mention a very rich man in town. She will have an answer, we come our factories, no high master. However, the point is that you are below age. Even when you can manage a man, make a man cry in bed, you are below age. So the boys don't be tempted. Because when a girl accepts, even if she's 14, her acceptance is not accepted by court. So what you can say, I accuse her. Even herself says, I agree. The police will arrest both of what? Do. Because it's a crime. There is a special timetable for inbound. An inbound timetable for learners. Because you might be in the class thinking that they will leave you out. We normally circumcise learners in December. There's a special date for them. Every even year. That means 24, 224, 226, 228. There's circumcision in December. This August circumcision is for non-going school learners. So your program is there. We do not want anybody to abscond school because he feels he's being left out on circumcision. So I'm here to assure you, on behalf of the cultural institution, that is your program of circumcision. The cultural institution also guided that you break into groups, especially the Bamasava. You form the Bamasava, the Nkoma SSS Students Association, the Busoga, the Sente Students Nkoma SSS, like that. If you are from Bwere, you can form. If you are from Teso, you form the Nkoma SSS Teso Students Association, so that it helps to nurture unity within that group. To Umukuka has some bursaries. The Bamasava in America are organizing some contribution of about $120 per year towards the education fund. So Umukuka said I should come to Nkoma and inform his Bazuku about the education fund. At times there will be bursaries. Government also has the Higher Education Financing Board, where they pay, especially those who have finished sciences. The other time they were calling here, they say Bamasava are not utilizing the program very well. So we want to ensure that those who do sciences and courses like tourism, there is a funding, it's informally loan. When you acquire it, when you finish university, you get a job, they can chop from what? Your salary. That will lessen the burden of your parents paying what? Selling land to educate you. It's very disturbing for a father to sell land to educate a child, and of course, we are currently having issues of unemployment. Then you just sit what? Home. You rather get a government loan. So we want you to read a little bit harder so that you qualify to go to university. When you go there, you go to the National Licensing Board. There's our daughter there. You say the spokesperson or the book said there's money here for Bamasava.
Madam Nkoma SSS, the deputy head teacher, Nkoma SSS, in charge of girl child, then guidance and counseling at our school here. As far as Nkoma is concerned, our discipline nowadays has already improved, because if we compare it today and those other days, we find that our learners have greatly improved in terms of discipline, because during those days, whenever they could refer to a school or students who are indisciplined, Nkoma could be among them. But currently, we even as administrators, we've tried our level best, and indeed, this is even reflected even outside. Our children here, through guidance and counseling, we have seen a very tremendous change, that they are now very respectful, much as there are some others that may not be up to date, but according to the percentage, I think we register 90% in terms of discipline change, and indeed we are very grateful. On the side of the culture, of course, we know very well that the cultural leaders, especially in Mugis here, they also value the issue of discipline so much. And when they come and we collaborate together, we as administration, we really appreciate, because as we are trying to enforce discipline this way, even outside culturally, the discipline is enforced. And when we combine everything together, I'm very hopeful that tomorrow we shall produce a very responsible citizen who will be responsible for his nation as well as the coming generation. From the Bamasaba Cultural Group or the office, we really welcome you to come and work together with us such that we can mold the discipline of our learners. Because I believe that no single society enforces in discipline, but instead people try as much as possible to ensure that they inculcate discipline in society. And that's why we see that those elders of ours, they used to be really disciplined, and that's why they even tried to mold this generation that is ours. But this current one, we really need to enforce a lot, because many of the parents have neglected their children. You find some other parents do not mind completely about how students behave at school, how they are schooling. A child comes to school without what to eat. He's supposed to cater for himself, for herself, and as a result of that, many of them are forced to do the opposite in terms of discipline. Me, I'm in charge of girl child, but I register a number of issues or other challenges from the girls. A girl living with both parents, but when the parents have already ignored her, but when she's there with them, she's the one to take care of herself in terms of scholastic materials, in terms of dressing, and she has to struggle because some of them really need to study, but they lack the backing. Therefore, I call upon all the parents that let us be responsible for our children. The way you love to produce should be the way you should love to undertake your responsibility as a parent, such that we work as a group, the teachers, the parents, to help our children to have a bright future tomorrow. The gangs do exist, especially in the schools. But as Nkoma SS, we've tried so hard to ensure that we eliminate these. Much as they could be some elements, but they are not so hard or vibrant the way they used to be during those days. So now, because for the gangs, they used to have their own marks that they could have for identity, that for may belong to this gang, for may belong to this gang. But nowadays, such things are nowhere to be seen easily or to be identified easily. Meaning that we've really tried our level best to see that those gangs are silenced. Then on the issue of the parents vis-a-vis their children, that some other parents, nowadays you find that some other parents, their children are the bosses. They take what their children are telling them, and they even fear to speak to their children. They feel that these children maybe are above them, and as a result of that, very many of them have failed to counsel and guide their children. A child speaks to the parent in a very harsh way, and the parent just comes down. Then that is a loophole. So, for proper parenting, you as a parent, you must stand on your two legs to show this child of yours that you are the one who produced him, and you are the one who knows where you want this child to go. You are the one to direct this child in the proper way. But if we leave the children to be guided by others, we shall end up making a total loss. Therefore, in case you are a parent and the teachers have called you at school, go find out what is the problem and collaborate with the teachers to ensure that you discipline your child, or you show him or her the right way. But to our surprise, some of the parents, they come, and after coming, instead he leans on the side of the child to even look at a teacher as somebody who is not of value. So when you show this child of yours that this teacher is valueless, then the child will never value a teacher at all. And whatever the teacher could tell the learner will just look at the teacher as somebody who is of no use at all. So all in all, this can promote indiscipline within the school, and it makes this child not to perform well in class. It affects him or her academically, because you know very well, when the teacher decides that this one is now a missed call in class, the teacher can come teach others, but you as an indisciplined child, you've been there ignored, and that is the worst condition. That is the worst state of a child when he is in class and nobody bothers. So, me as a deputy in charge of guidance and counseling, I do request all the parents outside there that let us be there and we guide and counsel our children, because we expect a lot from them. A child is your dream, but if you don't nurture the dream, then you may end up making a loss.